Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo.
Hello and welcome to the Tips with Tony podcast. I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time. So if you are listening to this episode before Monday, November 15th, you are in luck. Normally, episodes drop on Tuesdays, but I decided to put this out on Sunday because I have a special announcement / challenge for you that it starts on Monday the 15th. Now, if you're not listening to this until after the 15th, you can still join. I would say if you're listening to this anytime between now and November 22nd, 2021, then you're in luck because you can participate in a free 5-day body confidence challenge. So the Body Confidence Challenge is actually going to be the 5 days, Monday the 15th, November 15th, through Friday, November 19th. But if you're listening to this after and you sign up, I will be making the replays available. However, they do expire by the 22nd. So the reason why I'm doing this now, by the way, is because we are entering the holidays and I want you to go into the holidays feeling super confident in your body with your food choices and everything all aligned. Okay? I can still teach you how to do that at another time, but for the purposes of this challenge, I wanted to get this information out to you the sooner the better. And I'm encouraging you to send this to a friend, to invite someone. The link is in the show notes. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, you can find the link there. If you're part of our free Facebook group, which is actually where most of the challenge is going to be hosted, make sure you're joining there or look for us, Healthy Lifestyle Support with Tony on Facebook. The link's in the show notes for that as well. So this 5-day to body confidence challenge is an opportunity for you to learn how to love and respect your body a little bit more. And now I'm going to be fully transparent and I'm going to say this in the challenge. It's going to be really hard, especially if you come from a place of hate, to learn to love your body in just 5 days. With that said, you will definitely gain some tools, some insight, lots of aha moments. And also, I think the most amazing thing, and it's going to sound kind of cruel, but the amazing thing is that you're not alone in how you feel about your body. So meaning we already have, I just announced it last night and I'm pretty sure we have 30 people signed up already, which is sad, but also great because I'm glad that we're doing this so people are understanding that I can't live this way anymore. The fact that I have very little body confidence, it's holding me back and I really want to break free from that so I could just finally feel good in my skin and I can stop allowing it to limit me. Now, I want you to also know, maybe you don't know this about me, but if you read my book, Once Upon a Diet, now available on Amazon, and you've been following me for a while, then you know that I was not confident for such a long time. As a child, I was made fun of for my weight. I was extremely insecure. I was so self-conscious about what I was wearing. I would put tons of makeup on my face to distract. I was always known for being the pretty girl, but always also the big girl. And it was just such a frustrating place to be. So if you would have told me that I was going to be hosting a body confidence challenge, I literally would have laughed in your face. I can't even believe I'm here. So all that to say, if you feel like there's no hope for you, there's lots of hope because if I can do it, you can do it. All right. So make sure you go to the link in the show notes to sign up for that challenge. Now, if you don't have Facebook, that's why I'm having you go to the sign up link, because the sign up link will get you to the emails, which is where I'll be providing the replays for anybody that doesn't have Facebook. Now, with that said, I really, really recommend getting into the Facebook group, maybe even creating an account that's maybe private or whatever, just for you. The group itself is a private group, but because of the fact that you're going to learn so much from other people, you're going to be able to engage and connect. And I think that's super powerful in any sort of challenge to have the extra support. So I do encourage you to do that. But either way, make sure you get on the list because also That's where with the emails and stuff, I'll be providing like support throughout and, after the event, after the trainings and all that. Excuse me. There will be, so it's going to be 6 o'clock to 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, but don't worry if that doesn't align with your schedule. I know I have people who listen from all over, so you might be sleeping at that time. It might be the wee hours of the morning. Maybe you're just working or, preparing dinner for your kids or whatever it is. Please just still sign up because you could, like I said, the replays will be available, within 24 hours after. And then, also for a week after. I'll make sure I'll keep it available. But then after that, they go away. So the reason why I'm doing that is because I really want you to set aside that time for you. So in total, it's going to be 5 hours of the week. Seems like a lot, especially if you're super busy. But I actually just did a challenge, not a body confidence challenge, but a separate sort of entrepreneurship challenge. And I found yes, it was kind of hard to find the time, but I made it work because I knew I needed it. And because I did that, it actually inspired me and made me want to do so much more. And it was so exciting, actually. So never underestimate what this can do for you. It's a free challenge. There's not many things in this world that are free that are good. And I promise you, it's really good. It's really good. I'm working around the clock to make sure that I just come up, deliver straight value for you because I know how needed this is. I genuinely know how needed it is. So just give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Every day is going to be a little different. Day one, we're really going to talk about kind of why now, what is confidence, what is body confidence, signs that you might need some healing. We're going to identify kind of where it started, why we have these feelings about our body. And then I'm going to teach you some skills just to get started. Then the days ahead are going to be more about what to eat to help you feel your best, your energized, your most confident, what to wear, sort of like positive affirmations, but why they might not work. So we'll kind of talk about how they can be helpful, but how they're not they're not all they're cracked up to be. And just so much. I don't want to give it all away, but that's just a sneak peek to what's inside. So make sure you're signed up so that you can participate. And particularly as we go into the holidays, we're going to talk today's conversations more about how to maintain and not gain. I want to make sure that you're feeling really good in your skin, regardless if you're maintaining weight, gaining weight, or losing weight. Okay. So it's important. So make sure you're on the list to start and join and tag a friend, invite a friend. It's going to be really powerful. It's the first one I'm ever doing. So part of that is it's brand new to me. So there might be some things that I look back. I'm sure there'll be some things that I look back and it's I wish I said that. I wish I did that. And then the other part, which makes it amazing, is that because it's the first time I'm doing it, I am beyond excited. It's all new and shiny and I'm let's go. So I'm going to bring the energy, I'm going to bring the confidence, and I'm going to make sure that you feel transformed by the end of the 5 days, right? So go sign up. All right. Now, today's episode, we are talking about how to maintain, not gain. I think first things first, I talk about mindset all the time, but it's so powerful. The mindset for most people kind of go into the holidays is oh, why even try? That is a terrible mindset to have, honestly, because why even try? The holidays are 2 months long. Most people after Halloween, it's November 1st, they don't start working on themselves until after the new year. And then that lasts for a couple of weeks and then they're done doing it. You're going to be wasting most of your life waiting for the perfect time to start. Okay. The holidays, I truly believe, are the best time to practice committing to a healthy lifestyle. I think it's the best time to practice mindfulness. It's the best time to practice intention, which truly, if you are living a healthy lifestyle and you have a healthy relationship with food in your body, you're always mindful and intentional. That's really the core to it. I actually just had an interview. You're not going to hear from it you're going to hear it in a couple of weeks. But my friend Andrea Sager, who also was in the 6 months of food freedom program, and she just so happens to be a lawyer that I work with as well, because she just handles proactive things for the business. Anyways, long story short, she was on the podcast. It's a great episode. And then she also spoke a little bit about her journey in the 6 months of food freedom program as a busy entrepreneur, mom, single mom at that, and kind of how she juggles it all. And she said the best thing about this program was I didn't even feel like I was dieting. It really just came down to me being mindful and intentional and planning and preparing ahead. And honestly, guys, that is the root to it. That is the root to so much of it. So when we talk about the holiday season, now to set yourself up I don't want to say to set yourself up for failure, because you can do whatever you want to do regardless of the time of the year and the place. But if you do want to kind of enjoy a lot of the treats and like the more indulgent meals around the holiday season, then saying that you're going to lose a ton of weight also might not be realistic. And that might be setting yourself up for failure in the sense that you might have to make a lot of restrictive changes, and it honestly might just feel more like dieting. And then we all know what happens after that. After long periods of dieting and restriction, we end up gaining the weight and some. Okay. So I would say, just to set yourself up for success, let's go into the holiday season not solely focused on the scale, but more so let's focus on how can we practice maintenance. Now, I've actually been wanting to do another episode about how nobody celebrates maintenance, and weight maintenance is probably the thing we should be most proud of, because as you know, or maybe you don't know, 90% of dieters, I don't think that's the right percentage, but it's around 90. It might be 84 or 94. I forget the exact number. But most people who lose the weight gain it back and some, like 90% or more. I can't forget the number, but it's a lot. It's a whole lot. Okay. And also when they're if they're losing, it's either they're losing or they're gaining. But maintenance is not something anybody celebrates or even works towards. So if you could practice maintenance, I think that's awesome, because what we have there is consistency. What we have there is a solid foundation, and then we can make the decision and the choice to decide if we want to go up or down with it. Okay. That's what I'd have to say about that. So when it comes to maintenance, we still want to be engaging in healthy behaviors, right? So we still want to be finding time for movement, getting adequate sleep, drinking lots of water, eating balanced meals. And the biggest thing I would say around the holidays is managing your stress. So I think if you take into consideration, or if you actually prioritize that more than all those other things, you'll find that all those other things are easier to adhere to, and you tend to follow through with them. Because think about it, you could know better, but that doesn't always mean you do better, because if you're super stressed and emotional, we tend to throw that stuff out the window, right? So I recommend prioritizing some extra self-care, some stress management around this time. If that means you need to wake up a little bit earlier just so you have some downtime or alone time, that works. If that means you need to turn off the TV a little bit earlier at night, I know it seems like relaxation time, but what you probably need is just sleep so you can wake up with the energy that you need to kind of get through the day. If it means that you treat yourself to something that you really, really want. I think this is also, it's a good time for me to kind of share that around the holiday season, we're so focused on spending all of this money for all of these other people. But then when it comes to what can we give to ourselves, we're literally the last on the list. And that is such a backwards mindset, because if you keep pouring out and giving to others and making other people the priority, you're always going to come last, and you're never going to have enough energy to do the things that you want to do. So now you're beating yourself up because you didn't go to the gym, or you didn't do your workout, or you didn't cook your veggies, or you barely drink any water. And it's because you filled your entire day with giving to other people, making sure that they were okay, making sure that they ate, making sure that, they got their schoolwork done or whatever it is. Okay. So it's really, really important that you work on prioritizing your self-care and your needs, because the more, especially the women listening, I don't want to say that. There's men who are awesome fathers and really great providers and all that. But what I would say is, because of the majority of the people that we work with are women, and because of the majority of the women that we see are also moms or have a lot of responsibilities, they're never first. They rarely put themselves first. But the main thing that we try to do in the 6 months of Food Freedom program is really help you to see why, when you put yourself first, there's so many incredible things that happen as a result of that. You are in charge of, whether you're a mom or not, you probably have a job that requires a lot of your demand and attention, especially if you're a teacher or a nurse. Anything that requires, a CEO, a assistant, a principal. I mean, there's so many jobs. If you're a police officer, a firefighter, there's just so many things that you could be doing that just require you to be at your best. So it's important that we're taking care of yourself, because when you don't do that, what ends up happening is you fall into this cycle of, well, I don't feel like it, I'm too tired. But yeah, because you expended all your energy on caring for other people. right? But if you start with how do I fill my cup up first, it's going to be a lot easier. So I know I just went on a tangent, but all right. So the first thing is changing your mindset and helping you to understand that this is the perfect opportunity for you to really focus on the basics, because so many people get caught up in the complications of like, what supplement should I take? What crazy workout should I do? What meal plan should I follow? But no, none of that. Keep it simple. What's that saying? Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay? I actually just posted about this for a food recipe that I posted as a reel. Keep it super simple. So I don't like using the word stupid. So keep it super simple. All right? Keep it super simple and really just focus on the basics. Make sure you're eating 3 balanced meals per day. I don't care when you have them. Just make sure that you're eating them 3 times throughout the day. You have a complex carbohydrate, you have a protein, and a fruit or a veggie, and some healthy fat. Okay? Carb, protein, healthy fat, fruit or veggie, color. Carb, protein, fat, color. Okay? Let's do that 3 times out of the day. Now, if you're going to a holiday party, still use the plate method, even though your carb might not be a complex carb. It might be mac and cheese. It might be lasagna. Even though your protein might not be a lean source of protein. It might be fried chicken. It might be roast beef or ham. Doesn't matter. It might be a fatty piece of steak. Doesn't matter. As long as you use the plate method, chances are you'll still come out feeling satisfied and you won't overconsume. Hopefully vegetables are present. You can still fill half of your plate with them, even though those vegetables might be, loaded with tons of oil. That's okay. Still try to utilize the plate method when you go to these holiday parties. Now, when it comes to alcohol or dessert, just be mindful. Make sure you're drinking water in between, especially if it's alcohol. Make sure that you're checking in with okay, I had a really sweet drink or I had a really sweet dessert. Now maybe I'll have some fruit, or maybe I'll have, maybe my next drink or cocktail won't be super sweet. Just be mindful of that. Now, one party that you go to and you decide you don't use the plate method, you have super sweet drinks and you have dessert and you barely drink water, that one day is not going to make or break the whole holiday season. What destroys people's holiday season in the sense that they now have more weight to lose come January 1st is they treat every single party like that, right? So the idea is the more you can practice being intentional and being mindful and just checking in with what is it that I want and what is it that I need, and you honor that, the easier it's going to be. Okay, so it's not easy in the beginning, but it gets easier over time. It's a lot easier also to do when you're actually nourishing your body on a consistent basis, right? So if you go to that party hungry, or if you didn't eat balanced meals that day, it is going to be harder for you to navigate, right? So set yourself up for success. A lot of the things that we do that yield success comes from proactive action, comes from consistency, comes from intention, okay? And it comes from you making choices. You are 100% in charge of your choices. Now, the choices you have around you might not always be in your control, especially when you go to a party. You can probably help a little bit with that by bringing something that maybe you're not sure if they're going to have veggies, so you bring a side dish, or you bring a crudité platter, or you bring some fruit for dessert, or you bring something that that you're going to want to eat. But at the same time, that's not always going to be the case, and you're not always going to be able to choose what's available to you. But most of the time you can. Not all the time, but most of the time. And then when you don't have control over what's around you, you still have control over what you can choose. Okay, so I think that's super important. I want you to feel empowered, and I want you to know that you can do this, okay? Just focus on. Also, then the next step would be checking in with your hunger, making sure, you're mindful of, if feel like you're feeling full, maybe take a step back, put your fork down, drink some water, check back in a little bit. So always be honoring your hunger, because that also is going to help you. So once again, even if you have something that's maybe not super nutritious, at least you're not overdoing on it and now you feel sick, right? And then that kind of throws off your next day. And that's how we get stuck in that all or nothing mindset, that diet cycle, the under eating, the overeating, the restriction, the binging, the feeling of guilt and shame. Like it's a really, really, it's not a helpful cycle. So the best way you can set yourself up for 2022 is to just focus on maintaining your weight this year. It doesn't really necessarily have to be weight related, as you guys know, or maybe you don't. In our program, we will help you with your weight goal, but it's not our main focus. Our main focus are behaviors. Our main focus is on how you feel. Our main focus is on being the healthiest version of you mentally and physically, right? And then second to that often happens is your weight will kind of go to this more neutral place. And then once we have consistency there, we can make decisions and decide, okay, how are you feeling here? Do we need to kick it up a notch? Do we want to taper back a bit? Is this consistent? Can you stick to this? Do you feel like there's more that you can give? Or do you feel like this is what you got? And we make decisions based off of that. Okay. So if you're feeling like you need some extra support this holiday season and you want to get ahead of things, then I strongly recommend not waiting till January, because most people wait till January and then they have so much work to have more to do. And by then also too, we're going to be real busy because we're always busy in January. Take advantage now. Get ahead of the game. Get ahead of yourself. Now is the time. It's always a good time to take care of your health. It's always a good time to take care of yourself. And if anything, around the holiday season, when things are super stressful and super heavy and super high, it's like the best time. Because if you can navigate the holidays, you can navigate a healthy lifestyle, right? A healthy lifestyle is truly something that fits regardless of the time of year, regardless of the day, regardless of, where you're working, who you're with. That's a healthy lifestyle. It's being able to navigate all situations. All right. So if you can do it now, you can do it anytime. All right. So I strongly encourage you to take advantage. Go to www.tipswithtony.com/coaching. Watch the video about the program. There's other details about the program there. Fill out the application. When I receive your application, I'll reach out to you. We'll schedule your discovery call, get to know each other a little bit better, make sure that you're a good fit. And then if I think you're a good fit, I'll offer you a spot into the program. All right. So tipswithtony.com/coaching. You definitely don't want to miss your opportunity to do this because, like I said, January, everyone's going to be rushing to work with us. And that's where the wait list is going to start. Right now, there's no wait list. Take advantage. Get in there before it's too late, because otherwise you're going to be waiting another year and another year. And unfortunately, that when most people who wait come to us and they're like, the only regret, honestly, that people have ever shared with us is that they wish they did this sooner. 99.9% of the people who do the program say that to us. Okay. The sooner you take care of your health, the sooner you start learning how to put yourself first, the sooner you heal your relationship with food in your body, the better off you'll be. And the sooner you'll have the confidence to do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. So make sure you're signed up for the challenge, and also make sure that if you want to heal your relationship with food, find food freedom, find balance in your eating habits, find confidence in your skin, and really be able to navigate this holiday season and beyond, go to www.tipswithtony.com/coaching to get your application in today. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time.